Hi everyone. Today I want to talk about the damage we carry when our bodies are judged. The damage that happens when people talk about obesity as if it's a moral failure instead of a human experience. When people look at us in bigger bodies and immediately decide we are lazy, we don't care, we did this to ourselves, what they don't do is ask why. They don't ask what we've survived. They don't ask what coping mechanisms that kept us alive, and they don't ask what trauma, stress, poverty, illness, grief, or years of survival mode shaped our bodies. And for those of us already struggling with self-esteem, self-confidence, and self-worth, that constant judgment doesn't just hurt, it changes us. When we were obese in a world that openly judges and shames our bodies, we don't just exist in them, we're constantly defending them. I know what it feels like when every look feels like a verdict, when every comment, spoken or unspoken, feels like proof that we're failing at being human. And over time, that does real damage. It damages our mental health first, because when we hear the words lazy enough times, even if it's never said directly to our faces, our minds start repeating it for them. We internalize shame. We start believing we're broken instead of struggling, and we stop trusting ourselves. We stop believing we deserve patience, softness, or help. Shame doesn't motivate change. I've lived that. We've lived that. Shame creates paralysis. It creates anxiety around food, fear around movement, avoidance of doctors, isolation from people. And then society looks at the results of that damage and says, see, that's why. But what they don't realize is that fat shaming fuels the very behavior they criticize. And it doesn't stop at mental health. It becomes physical. Living under constant judgment keeps our stress levels high. High stress raises cortisol. Cortisol affects our weight, inflammation, sleep, and hunger hormones. Many of us avoid medical care because we're tired of being blamed instead of listened to. Emotional eating becomes a coping tool, not a character flaw. When our nervous systems are constantly under attack, our bodies aren't focused on weight loss, they're focused on survival. That's biology, not excuses. And here's the part that hurts the most. Most of us already know we're fat. We already know the risk. We already feel the pain, both physical and emotional. What we don't need is cruelty disguised as concern. We don't shame ourselves or each other into healing. We don't bully ourselves into self-respect. And we don't create change by stripping people of their dignity. For many of us, weight gain didn't come from laziness. It came from survival. Surviving trauma, surviving poverty, surviving mental illness, surviving burnout, surviving a world that never taught us how to care for ourselves gently. And when all that gets reduced to just eat less and move more, our humanity gets erased. Our pain gets dismissed. Our stories get ignored. We get blamed instead of understood. But we matter. So when I speak about this, I'm not asking for pity. I'm asking for humanity. And to anyone listening who is carrying this weight, physically or emotionally, I want you to hear this. We are not lazy, we are not broken, we are not failures. We are human beings who adapted to survive, and that deserves compassion, especially from ourselves. Have a blessed day.